Hello, everybody, and welcome back to welcome back. It's the first episode. It's the first episode. You know what I mean? It's fine.
Welcome
it's fine.
to.
Welcome to the Irish separation. So, a while ago, I was tasked with looking into my identity. And I was like, what identity do I believe in? What do I care about? And I think gender, not really that bothered, right? Race and white, it's not really that important to me. I think what part of my identity is anyway important to me. So I think, what's my nationality? I think I'm probably mostly English, right? So I do a good old Google, look on the internet, I look into it, I see all the stuff. Turns out I'm pretty much all Irish, like mostly Irish, like from my dad's side, my mum's side. So I think to myself, why don't I look into this for a bit? And I think, what interesting parts of Irish history are there? And then you start to think, why is Ireland and Northern Ireland separated? So that's kind of what we're here for today. We've got 3 episodes. We're going to go deep dive into Ireland and the separation of Ireland, hence the name, the Irish separation. We're going to see what happens. So today I thought I'd have someone to law dump onto, so I brought Connor along. So
Hello, I'm Connor.
His name's Connor. You're not Irish, are you?
No. I mean, my dad was born in the Black Country.
I mean,
well,
why are you called Connor, do you think?
I'm not too sure. I think my mum just really liked the name Connor.
I see. She's watched. I can't think of anything with someone called Connor in it.
Highlander.
Highlander. She was a big Highlander fan.
She's never heard of the film, I don't think.
She doesn't know Highlander. Okay.
No.
Well,
were your parents Irish then?
My parents are. I think. Well, they're of Irish descent, so to speak. I don't know when everyone jumped over. I think it was like my nan. She lived in England all her life. I think my great grandparents would have been the ones that came
jumped over.
to my knowledge. I feel like I banged my leg on something. I was going to make a noise. I'll cut it out.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's just what I'm saying. We're just going to ramble for a bit. I'll see what happens. We're already 10 minutes in. So, do you know why Ireland split up? Do you know why that was?
Not too sure. My guessing, some wars happened.
Usually a war is kind of the
and they would divide, having one side. But
as people may or may not know, it's Northern Ireland and the Republic of Ireland now, so they're kind of split up. Not Southern Ireland and Northern Ireland like other countries.
Yeah.
But I think the North is a lot smaller than the Republic of Ireland from the looks of things. I'm not a geography guy myself, but I do give it a go. So if we're going to go back, I'm going to take you back to the past.
I see.
Not for any other reason other than to explore how this began, and really, it goes so far back. It's so fundamentally involved with religion. Fundamentally,
a lot of Irish were very religious.
Yeah, it's a very big thing.
Centuries ago.
Mm-hmm. So to really look at why a lot of this split up, religion is a lot to do with it. So we need to go back all the way to 300 BC.
300 BC. That's how far it goes.
Before Christ was born, Jesus Christ himself,
the big man.
Superstar, as Jesus Christ superstar as they call him. So who do you think? Do you know who the first people to live in Ireland were?
No, were they just people on a boat coming over?
Yeah, it was
they had a boat.
Yeah, it was sort of an immigration situation, because you get some places like you get a lot of humans originally come from Africa or whatever, but you get other places that just don't have any naturally occurring people, and Ireland seems to be one of them that we know of.
It was just a plot of land.
It's a plot of land, and then the Celts came from Europe after an ice age and thought, I want to come and settle down there.
Yeah.
The thing about the Celts, they're all pagan. Pagan.
Yeah. I'm familiar with pagans.
It's just generally anything that doesn't conform to one of the big religions, I guess. So right now it's Celts. They're chilling. Paganism. They're having a while over time, probably doing some sacrifices. Depends on them, some dudes.
Yeah. I don't know how true pagans were to do a lot of sacrifices. I don't know if it was in terms of the media. I think Midsummer?
Midsummer is, I presume probably more of a horrific look at that kind of situation.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be scary, isn't it? I've not seen that movie, but
it's a good movie.
So they're chilling for a while. They're living life to the fullest, and then somewhere around 400 AD. So they've had it for a while, but a good 700 years. A man by the name of Saint Patrick. He comes from Roman Britain, Britannia. He goes over and thinks, I'm going to teach everyone how to be a Catholic.
Yeah.
He also wards off some snakes.
Yes,
allegedly.
Allegedly, he
Seems like
ward
it's more
off
of a myth.
all the snakes in Ireland.
So I challenge someone to find a snake in Ireland. You won't.
You
Doesn't
you
exist.
won't.
There's none in there. You
But
can't.
but saying that, there's some snakes in Britain.
There's some snakes in Britain. I mean,
Very small, but
yeah. Like, so allegedly he did that. What he definitely did was he started making everyone Catholic, and that's important because Catholicism is important in a hell of a lot of this. Then,
a lot of Irish are Catholic.
Yeah, it's either Catholic or Protestant.
I don't think you could find an Irish person and they'll probably say that they're Catholic.
Yeah, probably. Definitely in the Republic. So Ireland gets a lot of invaders around 800 AD to about like 1100. You get Vikings coming in, and the Vikings have got their whole own religion, but that's not really important. It's just an interesting case in that they invade and they set up both Dublin and Belfast, which Dublin's the capital of the Republic of Ireland and Belfast is the capital of Northern Ireland. So some dudes came over there for a bit, set up the two major capitals that we know today, and just kind of buggered off later on. So just an interesting fact, I suppose. They're not really that important. And eventually the Normans rock up. Who they're from like sort of the French area.
Yeah.
They rock up and they ward off the Vikings, and they're also Catholic by pure coincidence. So we don't have a lot of like religious infighting yet, but they just kind of hang around for a while. They're not too important, but it was worth mentioning that like they're just kind of in control for a while until the Black Plague hits.
1300s.
Yeah.
1348.
1348, and from that, and then for the next 200 years, it's just this issue of like people, even after the Black Plague goes, it's just people just dying off because of disease or whatever, and no one really controls all of Ireland. It's not a country so much as it is different areas, like maybe Conor Macduff. Macduff sounds more Scottish, doesn't it?
Yeah, Macduff.
Yeah. Conor O'Moira or whatever. Maybe he's got like a block of land and he's a lord, and then Seamus MacLiam, he's got another one. These probably weren't Irish people at the time.
No, but they're probably probably back then they would be heavily like Irish, like unless I'm thinking of Welsh. Do they have their kind of like own like translation with the Irish, or do they just speak in the stereotypical voice that they do now?
I mean, I think accents are a little hard to. They were speaking like Gaelic, but
yes,
accents are kind of hard to track because no one had any recordings. It's kind of hard to tell what people would have sounded like at the time. But it's just generally like infighting and disease and shit, just constantly until one bloke, you may or may not have heard of him, Henry VIII.
I'm familiar with Henry VIII.
Around 1536, he's like, I might have a go on that place. I might go take that place for myself. So he decides he's going to have a go at Ireland, He
was a bit greedy, wasn't he?
He was a bit of a greedy bugger,
8 wives,
8 wives, no. Wasn't it 6 wives? Divorced, had it died, divorced, had survived. Yeah, he had 6 wives. Got to keep this completely accurate,
Sorry, viewers.
So, he's really like, I'm going to have Ireland. He's going to have it for himself. And he knocks off in 1547. But he does pretty well for himself. He fights in a couple of wars, a couple of rebellions. By 1604, Ireland, the country, he's got it pretty much all. The man, well, he doesn't have it because he's dead.
Yeah.
But his family, they've got Ireland. Now, 1604, that's the time of James I. You aware of this man?
James I. I'm not really educated on the James. I think some of the Richards, I know.
Richard III, not a great bloke,
No.
But James I, he's the first of England and the 6th of Scotland. So the end, the last Tudor, she dropped off without any kids, so that dynasty was just gone, and they needed a new ruler. So what they did was they thought, well, you know what? Why don't we get the guy from Scotland? So they bring him in, and they're like, James I, you're in charge. You're the first of England. You're doing great for yourself. He's in charge of England, Scotland, and Ireland. Thing is, England, Protestant.
Yeah,
so
a lot of Protestant, because of the whole thing with like Mary, Queen of Scots.
Yeah, that was a whole violent escapade,
Yeah, was placed under house arrest for a bit.
Yeah. At the end of the day, people are not happy in Ireland because they're they're pretty much all Catholic, and then England's just full of Protestants, and the bloke who in charge of them is from them. They are bloody miffed. People are just rebelling for the next 140 years, just constantly. James the First also, he was the guy that Guy Fawkes tried to blow up.
Yes.
Guy Fawkes was a Catholic. He was a Protestant.
Yes, now I'm aware.
So that's probably what he's most famous for, being a bloke that tried to get blown. That Guy Fawkes tried to blow up because he wasn't very nice to Catholics. They were like very being very prejudiced against them. I'm enjoying this. I'm in a while.
I'm enjoying this.
So it's a bit of a bad time for everyone, and people are rebelling. They're doing rebellions constantly. They're always like, we're gonna fight these blokes, we're gonna beat the English. They always lose. There's a massive one in 1801, and at that point, England is sick of it. They're so sick of them always trying to kill them. So they form Britain. They make them one nation, Britain, so that they can control the country. And they're thinking to themselves, this is it, we're good now. Then the Irish, they're going to be happy, they're going to be fine with us. Then the Great Potato Famine happens.
Ah, yes, the Great Potato Famine. 1 million dead.
1 million dead. And that's only on for like 7 years, but it's knocked off 1 million people.
What was the exact year of the potato famine?
It was 1845 up until 1852.
Christ.
And then this horrible cycle of terrible poverty and death that just lasts till the 1890s, and people they're sick of it. They're really sick of the English people are sick of people rebelling, and the Irish people are sick of being under control. So clearly something was going to happen. So 20 years before 1890, in 1870, Ireland established the Home Rule movement. They decide they're going to try and get their own parliament. They're going to stop, they're going to start a campaign and just get rid of, they're going to get free independence. Now, most of Ireland, they're really down for this, but not the North, because what England has been doing due to rebellions is they've been dropping, they've been taking land off Irish lords and stuff and giving it to English and Scottish Protestants so they can gain better control of Ireland. It hasn't worked because they've mostly only really been successful in the North, which means the North, because it's mostly English and Scottish Protestants or descendants of them, that's a mostly Protestant area that's loyal to England, whereas the rest of it's we hate the buggers, we might rid of them. So even before they were split up, it's a very fundamental split already of loyalty and revenge and the like.
Heritage is, I think, as well, doesn't it?
Heritage is an element. It's like they I think people rightly so feel entitled to the land, and they don't want people coming into that. They want people across the ocean telling them what to do. It's like an America-England situation.
Yeah, definitely. It's just they just want to just live.
They want to do their own thing. They don't want some bloke telling them what to do across the place.
Just want freedom.
So this leads us into the 20th century when the actual the war happens.
Yeah.
But that's what we're going to talk about in the next episode. I intend to do 3 of these. We've got this one, which is just I'm going to quickly go over the background.
Yeah.
The next one's going to be the war itself, and the last one will be the War of Independence. Not the War of Independence, the Irish Civil War that happened after, and the IRA. So
was it the 1920s?
The Civil War.
The Civil War.
Oh, no, the Civil War was right after. So they had the Irish War of Independence, which was against England, and then they had a civil war within themselves. The War of Independence is 1919 to 1921, and then the Irish Civil War started in 1922. But because it's in the film The Banshees of Inisherin. Is that came out recently, didn't it? With the guys from In Bruges. I've not seen it.
Colin Farrell and Brendan Gleeson. They mention that there's a war going on.
Good movie.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was a really good movie. Really funny.
Oh, sweet. Well, we'll talk more on this next time, I think. Thanks for coming on. We'll probably see you on the next one. I imagine we'll talk about the war itself.
Well, thank you for having me on.
All right,
I really enjoyed my time.
Oh, me too. Thanks. All right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to listen to the next one, I suppose. See you in the next one.